Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hearthstone. The new expansion for Mean Streets of Gadgetzan is out there and it's time for some deck rebuilds. So in this recording we're going to rebuild the Rogues deck, and of the quests that I'm probably going to try to accomplish using the Rogue, I am going to try to play 10 Pirates, 10 combo cards, and possibly 30 Death Rattle cards. Let's look at what our standard Rogue deck is to start with though. It's pretty much just a pirate deck with several other things in it, Prince Malchazar and all of that. So let's get rid of that deck and see what we could do with the new cards to make a new standard deck, even though I'm almost certainly not going to keep this. Let's see, Gadget Dockside would play several combos and several pirates together. I still don't really understand the strategy of mixing cards that don't synergize. Counterfeit Coin, it seems like an excellent card. So excellent, I'll even spend the 100 dust right now to get a second copy of it. So now I have two. Return a friendly minion to your hand with a combo is a pretty awful card, really. Deal 2 damage and combo summon a Jade Golem. Not particularly useful, but it's alright to deal 2 damage for 2 mana. Stealth, Death Rattle, summon a Jade Golem, so maybe I could get a Death Rattle going. Stealth here is nothing really useful. And look, I could create another one of these too, why not? Use up as much dust as possible. And then give a stealth minion +2/+2. If there were 3 or 4 more cards that improved other stealth cards, I would start to think, yeah, this makes sense. And this is a wild deck right now, so let's turn it into a standard. And then the next thing I would have to do with my remaining 18 cards is, I guess, we could see how many combo cards there are. And maybe, just maybe, do that. Combo, 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 combo. And combo, and combo, and this. So that leaves me only with 2 remaining. There are no combo cards as far as neutral cards at all, which it's a little strange they haven't expanded a little bit in that realm, but not incredibly confusing. And the way that's built, there's only 2 more cards that are combo anyways. So let's go ahead and into this and try this one out. So mostly this is what the combo Rogue deck will be. Just I'm probably going to make a slight tweak to get rid of some of the cards that don't make sense that are new for Gadgetzan. But I do want to try to play them at least once, give it a try. Now technically we're playing a wild game here. I accidentally forgot to switch this, and it is a problem with the game that it doesn't warn you. It's like it should have an option to say, look, you're playing a standard deck in wild, why don't you play in standard instead, particularly since they seem like they're trying to encourage people to, what's the word I'm trying to say, to play standard a lot more than they want people to play wild. So we do a counterfeit coin to do this and activate the combo, and then I can't do anything more, so in the turn. Now there's a decent chance he'll uses Fire Blast to kill this guy, but instead he chose Arcane Missiles. So combo can't be done here, but this combo can. Let's see. I can do a head crack right now.
Job done.
There we go. And the head crack has to be returned at the end of your turn, otherwise you'd be able to infinitely play it. At least potentially infinitely play it. Or maybe only play it 3 times a turn, which would still be very powerful. Let's see, this, and then +4 to attack. Alright. How about this and that?
Job's done.
And then return. I'm still losing, though. There is a problem with combo cards. They're not powerful enough for what they do. And there's no expanding it. Like, the third card you play isn't twice as powerful as the second combo card you play. Let's see. And the ability here doesn't actually count. So I don't know why using your hero ability doesn't count as a combo, but it doesn't.
Here we go.
Job done.
So that's a bit of a shame too.
You want it? I got it.
So we continuously are trying to play this. Let's see. I could do this guy.
Learn the shadow lessons.
Let's see. Might as well do this,
Here
I
we
suppose.
go.
Since all I'm trying to do is get a combo. Get combo cards played and see how many I am playing. Which I think I'm up to 7 or 9. And the quest is to play 10. So one game with this deck probably gets you that quest done, which is a very exciting new turn of events for me, even if I am losing here, because I definitely don't care for playing Hearthstone a lot
Here
more than
we
I need
go.
to. I'm trying to be as efficient and as good at managing my time with Hearthstone in particular, because it in the past has taken up a ridiculous amount of my time, and I have had to struggle to get victories, and I'm still probably going to have to struggle to get victories, but it's not going to be as big of a deal as it used to be. Let's see, guess I should probably play this.
You're not that
Here we
There
go.
we go. But I'm still going to lose.
Job done.
So even in losing, I feel like I probably played 10 combo cards there. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe I only played like 8. Maybe I only played like 6, but it felt like 10. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Not particularly a great deck as far as winning. Absolutely, that's the case, but
Here we go.
I'm surprised they didn't win then. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see if they're gonna win. If this guy doesn't take the victory now, I'm gonna go ahead and concede to him because I don't have time. Again, time management. No reason to sit here and let him play and play and play. I normally would let them play in case there was some quest that the opponent was trying to get just to be a nice guy, but as it is, like, that's this is just kind of wasting time.
Here we go.
Job done.
Let's see. And what are the other cards I haven't played? Summon a 2/1 Defies Bandit, deal 4 damage instead. Summon a Jade Golem. Stealth, deal 2 damage. This, and concede.
I give up.
And I'm sure he wanted me, the opponent wanted me to continue playing that way, but I have better things to do with my time than right now as I'm trying to rebuild all of these things. So that's Custom Rogue as a standard deck. Just want to make a few changes and then that will just become the combo deck. So C-O-M-B-O, in case I didn't know how to spell combo. Let's see, which of these cards are not combo cards? This one, this one, this one, this one. This is a Battlecry one. That one. So those 2 combo cards get added, and everything else is at its deck limit. So that leaves me with just now 26 cards of 30 full. I need to decide what are the other things I would want. I think Deadly Poison is probably useful, and if I'm gonna go that route, that's probably useful. 2, to increase our weapons. But then Cut Purse is probably more useful if I'm gonna start thinking about that. So let's get rid of Buccaneer instead of, and take Cut Purse instead. And then let's see. Stealing cards aren't really useful. This is a Death Rattle card. I should check to see if I could make a Death Rattle deck that made sense there. And I probably should have Prince Malchezaar in the deck too. I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing for all of them, is adding Prince Malchezaar. So I need to decide what to get rid of. Get rid of 1 Deadly Poison for Prince Malchezaar. And then I thought I named this combo C-O-M-B-O enter. I guess I didn't hit enter. So that's that rogue deck done. And I'm not going to bother to play with that again. Now I need to get rid of the other rogue, which is the wild rogue deck, which is full of Death Rattle things, which, that's kind of what I need too. Death Rattle. So a wild Death Rattle deck. A stealth Death Rattle, summon a Jade Golem. It is cheap, so maybe get rid of Major Domo Executus. Okay. Now there is something that's very important to have. Both of these, the Undertaker, because he works well with Death Rattle things. And so let's maybe get rid of the most irritating to play. So Tomb Raider, instead we'll replace it with that. Add a random class card to your hand. No thank you. Give your weapon +2. probably not necessary. And then over here, we've still got plenty of death rattle. Out of spare part, no. Restore to both players. Draw a card with the runic egg. Maybe. Let's see. Death rattle's triggered twice. We'll get rid of this guy and put this guy in. Deal 1 damage to all minions. I don't see a reason to do that. Give a random friendly minion +1/+1. Restore 5 health to an enemy. No, thank you. Explosive sheep. No. Let's see. Deal 1 damage to everybody. No. See, when we play the warrior, there will be a lot of death rattle cards too. So I'm not really sure any of these are right. And then Major Domo Executus is not a bad card. Battlecry and Death Rattle summon the Jade Golem. I bet that actually kind of is helpful. So instead of having something weaker, let's give your minions +1/+1, add a weapon to your hand. We'll get rid of that and put this one in, and that way it will satisfy the quest for both Battlecry and Death Rattles, which is nice. But otherwise, I think that's kind of it. So that is the Death Rattle deck built. And we'll have to play that, but also I still need a pirate deck, and that means something's got to go away here. Whether it's this wild druid, which, let's see, wild druid is full of mechs, and there is no quest to do mechs, isn't that right? Yes. So either I keep that because I want to play mechs every now and then, or I get rid of it. This standard shaman is an overload deck, and we haven't gotten to that. Warrior, warlock, custom druid. Let's see, what was this? This was the very first one we made, and it's full of choose one things. And then we have beasts for the hunter, so we wouldn't want to get rid of that. And then wild priest. And so I think I have to get rid of wild priest, unless I get rid of the wild shaman. Well, the wild shaman is also playing mechs, so I'll get rid of that one. So bye-bye to that one. Tough decisions here. Having to make some real tough decisions, simply because there's not enough room. And then we need one more rogue deck, and this time it's just all about pirates. So we can say pirates, because there is a quest to play pirates. And so then I type in pirates down here, and everything goes in here that's a pirate, or that synergizes with a pirate. This one's the new one. So the ship's cannon works well with pirates, so you definitely want that. Your other pirates get +1/+1. Take that. Take this. Take these two. Take these two, and take these two. And so we're missing only one card there. That whole combination, which is kind of strange. I guess this is a legendary that I would wish I had gotten, because after you play a pirate, it's summoned automatically. This is a reward card that I'm gonna have to craft with dust someday. You have to have all the other pirate cards, and they're adding other pirate cards. So I'd have to craft this legendary and this legendary. This totally useful, Sky Captain Crag, costs 1 less for every friendly pirate, which means he could cost as low as 1 mana, because you could have 6 other friendly pirates and then summon him for 1 and fill up the board. And then this guy too. So I'm missing a few there, but not too much. And then I'll just type in Prince, and we quickly kind of know what we're after here. So there's our pirate stick. So let's go try out the death rattle and the pirate sticks. And it's 3 rogues quests. So we're not going to do combo, we just did that. Let's try death rattle first. And wild play. I really feel like after having to make all of the decks like this, I'm pretty much just abandoning any idea of ever winning games, and which is it's past due. Really, I've lost so much in Hearthstone. The idea of trying to get to even rank 15 is so far beyond what I seem capable of doing and what the game has trained me to be capable of doing. And I do blame the game a lot, not to get upset with it or complain, but it just doesn't train new players very well. It trains them on the very basics of the game, and then you're just spending
Happy Feast of Wintervale.
potentially the rest of your game playing life on this, just struggling to figure out strategies for yourself and playing against other people who are willing to go to websites and just play the top meta decks that somebody else told them to play, and that somehow wins them a slightly more, particularly against a player that doesn't know what they're specifically doing. So I kind of feel like a lot of players get left at that rank 20 rank. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 80% of all players are ranked 20 or below, and I mean active players too. Let's see, death rattle will give you minions +1/+1. Let's go ahead and play this one.
Here we go.
Now I need some victories here, so it'd be nice if I actually won on this game, but it's not likely to happen. Maybe, maybe not. This is one of the legendary cards we got through Prince Mac as well. I was looking at it going, I didn't put that in my deck. Death Rattle, Trello card. How about this? Taunt. And I'm gonna just go ahead and end my turn here. I don't see a reason to do 3 damage to my face to do 1 damage to this guy. I know a guy. Discover a guy with a taunt ability. I think they're slowly growing out the discover ability cards a little bit better. They're still kind of lacking in impact, but not terribly. This.
Here we go.
And then turn. So ideally, I think I want to play this character and this character in the next turn, and I think I can pull that off. So
I have an axe to grind.
this, and give me a 1-mana Death Rattle. Battlecry and Death Rattle, add a random toxin to your hand. Battlecry and Death Rattle, add a Jade Golem. I'll take this one. And end the turn.
Who goes there?
Let's see these. If I'm not careful, I'm gonna lose. Let's see. This. This.
Well played.
And then the turn. But I think I've lost, and I think he's figured that out, yeah.
Blood and plunder.
But I played a decent amount of Death Rattle cards, and that was really all I was trying to do. So that worked well. And I'm slowly working my way through this quest. Next one I need to play is Pirates, and we'll see how well we do with Pirates. Again, just trying to play 10 Pirates, where the Death Rattle quest. Let's see, I don't even know if I wrote it down on any of them. I think you're supposed to play 30 Death Rattle characters.
Versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild.
Watch your back.
So, let's see. This one's not necessary, nor are these two to start with. And my Hearthstone deck tracker didn't update the collection correctly, so it's having trouble and thinking I'm playing a different quest. I bet Hearthstone deck tracker in particular is gonna struggle to tell the difference between multiple wild decks of the same character. So I'll have to keep that in mind as I play with it and use it. Has +2 attack when you have a weapon equipped. Alright. So let's do this first. Weapon
Here we
attack
go.
in the turn.
Mind if I roll need?
Let's see, what's this guy? Whenever this attacks, add a random card to your hand from your opponent's class. Interesting. Shaku the Collector. He might actually be very useful, but I don't think I have him. I think he was given to me by Prince Malchazar. Charge. And this.
Who goes there?
Attack with the charge on the face.
Here we
Attack
go.
here and kill this guy.
Job's done.
Next turn, I re-equip this and give him +2 attack again. If my opponent summons a weapon, I can destroy one durability token, which is highly unlikely to happen, but interesting nonetheless. So I could do the one-eyed chief and then give him stealth. Stealth at least protects my characters a little bit though. Let's see, add one random class from your opponent's hand. Let's do this.
I'll hide in the back.
And then this.
Let's go.
And then attack here. And then do this.
Job's done.
In the turn. And he turned the tables on me, certainly. So now I have to turn the tables on him. This guy, and then this guy.
Job's done.
And that will work. I can't feel like I'm winning though. He's at 25, I'm at 27, but he has one more card than me and potentially a better positioning with his two characters. Why did this guy summon a 3/3 Jade Golem? That doesn't make sense. Are Jade Golems just random in their health? This one summoned a random Jade Golem that was a 2/2. I've seen Jade Golems that were 1/1. Is there something about Jade Golems? The more you have, the stronger they are? How this minion takes damage, add a spare card. Why is this in my hand? Oh, because I stole that card. Well, let's see. This. And then this.
Marks the spot.
This.
Here we go.
Job's done.
I guess that's the best we can do.
Behold the rage of the Fireland!
Yep, and now he's got
Need.
Stag Helm, so all his choose one cards will do both of their abilities, which makes them super powerful. This is the one card you wanted to destroy, if above all else, for a druid. And I don't think I'm gonna get it to it. They reanimated this, but I don't think they actually changed any of the interactions.
Feed the fish, landlubber.
Here we go.
So I killed that guy. And then what?
Job's done.
However, I am succeeding in playing pirates, and that's all this deck is
Where
really
shall I
about.
strike?
And I play pirates with the pirate deck, and it is succeeding there, I guess. If you have at least 4 other minions deal 4 damage, well, I don't have 4 other minions. So do I want a 5/6, I guess?
All realities, all dimensions.
Give a minion taunt.
Here we go.
Job's done.
Maybe I turned it around there? Maybe? If I could play 2 other
Where
cards,
shall I
then play
strike?
this. more than that, and I've lost. I think I played fine there, really. I mean, I don't feel like I played a terrible strategy. I just had a bad draw on cards. And inherently that is the issue that makes Hearthstone feel weird to me, is the fact that 50% of the time you can't just get a bad draw, or at least a worse draw than what your opponent gets. And while your strategy may be solid, you're still going to lose around 50% of the time. Maybe if you have really good strategy, you can beat other people's really bad strategies and get it up to maybe 60% and be a pro, but you're not going to hit the 80, 90, 100% win ratio that you run into when you play single player games. Many games I've played are you never die, or you die like once in the whole game, once, twice, maybe 3 times, but throughout a 60-hour game you win and defeat enemies non-stop. And so there's a lot more competitiveness, a lot more competition in this game because you're playing against real people, and I kind of wish there was just a single player solo adventures. There is, but it doesn't work. It does not work the way it's supposed to, because you can't play practice mode and defeat any of these quests here. And I am now dumbfounded, really. So I assume, I guess, in compensation for the bug that was happening when you're getting multiples, I now have 17 more packs of cards that have just magically appeared in my collection. There was no pop-up, there was nothing here. So let's open these 17 card packs, I guess. This one's gonna go long. There was a bug where the Cabal cards were happening a lot, and I bought 50 packs and they somehow calculated I deserve 17 more. I won't look at a gift horse in the mouth. I will turn that into dust, certainly. If I could get a couple more legendaries, that's ideally what I'm looking for, and with 17 packs I'm probably due to get at least one legendary. So these cards with the little flags that are Hunter, Paladin, or Warrior, or Rogue and Mage and something else, I don't know exactly how it breaks it down. There was a lot of extras of those, and it gave me a lot of dust because of that, and I was happy to get the dust, really, but now I'm happy to get the compensation too. So for me, by playing on the first day because of Spug, I feel like I've come out on top. Maybe they'll do some different kind of compensation later on that will say that maybe I'm taking the bad deal now. But hindsight is always 20/20, and right now it feels like I'm doing the right thing. Come on, legendary. I'm always reminded, there's a video on YouTube I saw that says if you do this and get just a ton of these particle effects, you're guaranteed a legendary every time. It's not true, of course. It's total garbage. But videos like that just tell people lies often do get played on YouTube a lot, because people are looking how to win more legendaries as if there was a strategy, and there really isn't. The strategy is to just buy a lot of packs and hope you get lucky, and eventually you will get lucky, because we know for a fact that it eventually takes pity on you after about 20 packs and gives you a legendary. And the longer it takes you to get that legendary, the more it increases the odds of you getting one. So, if there was something people could do to get legendaries, then I would be playing against a lot of people on Hearthstone that were full of legendary cards, and I just don't see that. Particularly at the low level ends where you would probably see that if people were able to cheat. And I get a ton of people that try to post spam on my YouTube channel. That trying to promote sites that say you can cheat, and I'm sure those sites are full of ads and possibly viruses and spyware too, so I wouldn't ever click on a link in YouTube other than the links to follow me on my social media sites that are in my description box. I wouldn't click on a link in the comments because it's probably spam leading you to a very unsafe place. Really not gonna give me a legendary. Okay. 17 card packs extra and then get a legendary. So now we can go to the crafting mode and disenchant the 58 extra cards I have and turn that into dust, which gets me back up to 500. And then we go into crafting mode again, and let's see the new things. We now have 2 alley cats. No, actually it's easier just to sort this by Gadgetzan cards, because that we now have a rat pack. Summon a number equal to the attack of this creature. This was one I was gonna specifically play, and I have to applaud them for calling a card rat pack and then not drawing a big old bunch of rats, because that's something I wouldn't particularly enjoy looking at. Now I have 2 freezing potions. We can turn this into dust because I'm not keeping any of the gold. So I can make these. We now have a second getaway Kodo. We can turn this one into dust. I think I've gotten a better handle on this expansion than I did the last one I did. It feels like I've gotten most of the cards, and there's a lot less to have to worry about. I got some more Murlocs and Warlock cards. Murlocs and Warlock cards. Which is good because after the Shaman next turn we're gonna do Warlock, and then we'll finally do the Warrior, and then I'll be done for the day, and I'll be able to finally rest from Hearthstone. So what are the new cards we got in neutral? We got a second one of the Doppelgangster, and we got this guy, and I missed one somewhere. We got this guy, swap the attack and the health of a minion. So neutral cards, might as well craft them. Create this for 400, create this for 400, create this for 400, and I think they're all gonna cost 400, aren't they? 400, 400. So which card do I want? Whenever this attacks a minion survives, draw a card. I'll take that card.
Robbery commencing.
And then that leaves me at 345, which then puts me below the cost, I believe, of any of the other cards in the expansion. Unless I can find one I overlooked. Nope, that's it. So, yep, we got a decent amount of cards, and I'm only going to get more if I could get some victories between the Druid, the Rogue, and the Shaman. And since I just played as the Rogue and I started with the Druid, the Shaman is our last hope to actually get this done. And if I don't get this quest done, then I am going to play off screen, which is sometimes what I do after I'm done doing all the deck rebuilds. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.